Rainy day at Tom's Garage. Welcome back, boys and girls. Today, tired already. Today, TroyBilt Bronco riding mower. We're gonna put on a new deck belt. The old one gave up its little ghost. Broke. It didn't chew it up or nothing, it just simply just broke. Blech. So we got a nearing. Got a brand nearing. I'll show y'all how to replace a deck belt. Very simple job. Don't let it intimidate you. Well, let's get busy. Okay, first thing you want to do, I went ahead and engaged the blades. That way it'll pull the brakes away from the two blade spindles. That way I can check them. Make sure they're good. It's got a little wiggle to it. A little warped. Check your idler pulleys. They feel pretty good. Come around hither. Check this one. Spins good. Now we'll disengage it back. We got to get these two covers off, one on each side, 3/8 socket. We'll take the covers off. We'll have to use a ratchet because I can't get the impact in there to get them. And I ain't pulling the deck off just to replace the belt. We're not pulling the deck off. I believe I can get to these two right here with an impact. Yeah, I got that one. Yep, got that one. Okay, let's get this one here. Ow! Cut my finger already. Okay. Cover. You got to make sure there's no cracks. Make sure these ears ain't broken off like I see a lot of. Very common. If you don't have your cover on there, your belt will just come off and fall down every time you disengage the deck. So you have to have those covers on there, because when you disengage, it just throws all the slack on there, and these covers actually help hold the belt on. So next time you engage it, nothing happens, and that's why. That's exactly why. And these covers are the same. You can put one on each side. It don't matter what side you put these on, they're the same. And the part number for the belt is, I have to look. I don't forget what the part number for that belt was now, but I'll tell you before the video's over. I may flash it across the screen right here. On most of these riding tractors, you've got a sticker under the hood, like particularly on this one. You've got your common replacement parts, but for some reason, the engine to the deck belt just has a big X on it, and that tells you the part number for that belt. Well, there it is. Yeah, deck spindle belt. 954-040608 is the deck belt. Well, Okay, we got the covers off. Everything's, well, it ain't gonna spin now because I got it disengaged in the brakes, so engage that. But everything looks good. I don't see nothing crazy. We'll get this debris out of here. Eesh. That's one of my pet peeves, having a dirty deck. Okay, now what you want to do, there's usually a sticker on there, shows you how to route the belt, but just a rule of thumb, you've got the blade pulleys, spindle pulleys are V, and the idler pulleys are flat. So you know the back of the belt goes around that. The V part of the inside of the belt goes around this and around the other blade spindle. Usually the belt will leave the engine pulley, it's a V, and it goes inside and inside. And then it goes around and straight to the other one over there and around behind this one, back to the engine. Simple. I can usually just look at a deck. I don't care how many spindles and how complicated it is. I can usually just look at it and tell how the belt needs to go. I can. We have to get this belt guard off the engine pulley, because when you disengage and throw slack on there, this is what holds it on this engine pulley. Engine pulley looks pretty good. It's not all bent up, but somebody has, evidently this goes up and it's got an eye on the underside of this frame, and evidently somebody has stripped the hole where the bolt goes up and screws into the frame to hold that rod. Evidently it's stripped and somebody just put a bolt through it and a nut. Ain't hurting nothing. Hey, whatever works. So we'll have to get that off. We'll have to get that off. Just a 7/16. Stick it that way. And now, that's been stripped. That's why somebody put that on there. If it works, it works. It's just a lawnmower. Okay. Now we'll slide this forward. That thing's cramping there pretty good. Oh, it's on that lip right there. That's why it won't. There you go. You just take it and push it up and out of the way. Now you can stick the belt through there. Yep, that'll work. Now let's grab the belt, get it untangled. There it is. 1/2 inch by 96 inches is what that calls for. And what I like to do is grab the old one. Grab the old one like that. That thing done curled up again. Well, what a mess I got in my hands. Kind of compare the length. It's kind of hard to do, but hey, if that's what the part number calls for, that's what we're going to put on there. We'll give it a try. See how she acts. I'll reach around there and stick it on that pulley, and it's got to go through. It's got to go on this side of that little keeper right there, just like that. And it goes around this one. Goes around this one. Sometimes I can stick that in there without having to loosen the pulley, because you've got this belt keeper right there. Try not to damage the belt. Some of them are, you can actually just take your finger and push them. This one's a little more beefy. There we go. I got it in there without hurting it. Let's see. Goes around that way. Well, this thing is still all just twisted up. It's like trying to bathe a child. Golly. It's twisted right there. Get that twist out of there. There we go. Whew. Yeah. And I'll reach over there and put it around that pulley. Try to get it in there. Let me go around to the other side while you watch from this side ever so patiently. There we go. Sometimes these belt fingers can loosen and spin in a position they're not supposed to be in. That's why I like grabbing them, making sure they're tight. Whew. All right, let me take a quick look here, make sure everything's in there correctly. There's no twisting in the belt anywhere. Now let me engage it. Oh yeah, nice and tight, nice and tight. Everything looks pretty good. Nothing's rubbing, nothing's out of place. Now we'll put this right here back on. I'm gonna leave it engaged because when you put the covers back on it, you want to make sure the belt's on the pulley. Whew. They're good. Now we'll put this back on. It looks like this thing might have been bent or hit with something at one time. So I want to make sure when I'm done, it's not rubbing the pulley. Tap that back in place. So far it looks pretty good. Stick a little bolt back through it. I'm gonna stick my head over there and look at that. Make sure it ain't gonna pull through. I'm actually gonna put a washer on this bolt. Because it looks like it's wanting to pull through the eye. You know, this is bent in the eye, and the bolt goes through that. I'm gonna put a small washer on this. Yeah, let me find a washer. That'll be perfect. That really needs to be a lock nut. I'm gonna put another nut on top of that one and tighten them against each other. I don't want that thing working loose. Take my little stubby Phillips head and hold the bolt. Make sure that's not going to spin. Okay. see, it looks like it's, I'm gonna bend it back just a little bit. I don't want it rubbing that pulley. Let me grab another little nut. Just a 1/4 20 is all it is. Oh, let me grab another wrench. That'll work. All right, now let's put the covers back on, lower the table, crank it up, and engage the blades and see if she's perfect. Whew. Give it a snuggly. I'll run these two down with the impact. Careful, because you can strip the deck. The deck is actually threaded, and you can strip it just like it's stripped there. All right, we'll go back around this way. Yeah, this will be a quick no-edit video today. Quickly. Uh-oh, look at there. That's broke. That ain't good. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. What I'm gonna do is put a big washer. That's what I'll do. Otherwise, you'd have to replace it. Let's go find us a big old fat fender washer. Washer. That'll work. Nice big old fat fender washer. Right there. That'll fix that. All right, there's that one. All right, that's that. Now we'll disengage. All right. Yeah, that rod has been bent. That's what I'm concerned about, is that rubbing right there. I need to make sure it don't rub. There's a little bit of clearance in there, but if it's rubbing, you're definitely going to hear it. All right, let's lower the table and fire it up. Get my new flashlight in there. Make sure there's nothing on the table anywhere. Just a little bit of dust. Oh. Parking brake set. Put the deck about in the middle. And then neutral. All right, and then the last thing I'd like to do is raise it back up after you've engaged it. Put my glasses on, I can't even see the camera. Turn that off for now. And then what I like to do after I do that, after I run it, I need to look in there, make sure that belt ain't boogered anywhere. That way you know it's on correctly. I have seen people put the belt on and go on the outside of these little belt keepers, and they engage it and that belt will last for about 30 seconds and it just shreds it. But it looks good. There's no damage to the belt anywhere, so TroyBilt Bronco deck belt. Deck belt. Let me look right here and make sure I give you that right part number for that. I think it was a 954 04060. I said 080 a while ago. It's a 04060. I think I might have said 80. I couldn't see it that far. Well, boys and girls, thanks for watching another Tom Dobie video. Y'all have a good one. If you can't have a good one, have a cold one. Thanks for watching the video. Love you, boys and girls, and I will catch y'all on the next one.